Good morning, everyone. I am Nancy Ortinau, and this is my husband, Rick, and you are cooking with Nancy O and Rick. Today, we have a very interesting vegetable in my eyes to cook, and it is mustard greens. We have never eaten mustard greens at our house, but I have a friend, Kevin, who told me that he grows mustard greens on his tower garden all the time, and they're absolutely delicious. So I hunted down a great recipe for us, a nice healthy recipe. And you can just see how beautiful those greens are. And we already took, they have big long stems on them normally, and we have them ready to cook. And I just wanted to give you some information on mustard greens. They are very low in calories. They're high in fiber and many essential vitamins, big on vitamin C and K, which is very good for our blood clots, to keep us free of blood clots. So that's really important for everyone. They have a peppery taste. They have they come from a mustard plant, and I do add them to salads. I shouldn't say I've never eaten them, because we do add them to our salads. So I wanted to share with you guys. I had a big table of guests yesterday. We had some people over, and we made a salad. And after we were all done eating, I asked everyone if they enjoyed the salad, and they said yes. Of course, what would they say, right? They were our guests, right? In case they didn't like it. But I was able to tell them in our salad yesterday, we had mustard greens, we had bok choy, we had chard, we had cucumbers all from the garden, we had spinach in there, we had tomatoes in there, broccoli. What else did we throw in there? You remember anything else?
The different lettuces.
Two different kinds of lettuces. So it made a nice, oh, and my homemade peas. Instead of just eating the peas, I had pre-cooked them and cooled them in the refrigerator and threw them in my salad. So they got such a great salad with so much vitamins and minerals and essential things that our body needs, guys. You guys, our bodies, it's so essential that we put all these good vegetables into our body and fruits, because this is why these plants are growing on the earth, for us to feed off of them. And on the tower garden, they grow really fantastic. So we're going to start our recipe with our mustard greens. And what I did is I had Rick do the onions, because they took right?
Yep.
Okay. So they took about 10 minutes to do. So what we did is we added a tablespoon of olive oil to our saucepan back there, and we added 2 cloves of garlic and onions to it. About how much in the onions, Rick? About a half a cup?
Half a cup.
Okay. So first he did the onions, then he added the garlic, because all that took about 10 minutes. We also cut our recipe in half, because the recipe calls for a pound of mustard greens. Guys, this bowl here has a half a pound, and Rick and I would be eating these like for 6 weeks.
We'll have to see how they cook down.
That's true. Okay, so he is reheating the pan back there, and we are going to follow up with the next step, which was adding the chicken broth and the mustard greens as soon as that pan gets hot. But anyway, getting back to the mustard greens, they are so rich in disease-fighting antioxidants that they're, just phenomenal source of vitamin K and vitamin C, which is so very good for our bodies. And can you guys see how green this leaf is? I mean, all of them are like this and huge. So my friend Kevin says, oh my gosh, mustard greens are so good. So I hope he's right, because I haven't eaten them as a cooked dish yet. You think you're ready for the broth back there?
Yep.
Okay, here's the broth. We're going to give Rick the broth to put into the pan, and we're going to add, and all you're doing is cooking this down to just to where it's wilted a little bit. You don't want it huge. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask, and it's sometimes I just can't do that anymore. So anyway, they're adding the mustard greens, and you cook it until it's just barely wilted. And then when we take it from, oh, Rick, that looks so good. That looks so good. And then we're going to add some toasted sesame oil and a little bit of salt and pepper before we sample that. You know what? I should have given you these to put in there. So when you cut this, the greens, you want to get this big core stem off of here. I'm going to hurry up and cut these up and throw them in, and you're going to tear them into large pieces. You got room for a few more over there, Rick?
Yeah, it's getting small.
Okay, here. Just tear those, throw those in, and then I'll hurry up and cut this one. I was going to demo that, and I should have done this part before I had him add them, but you know what? We just make a adjustment here, and it's all good. Okay, here's some more, Ben. Okay, he looks like, oh, one got away. We're both very curious about this recipe because we have never had this before as a cooked vegetable. And we'll see how it tastes. A lot of recipes you cook them in bacon grease. We opted not to do that because we wanted a healthier recipe. So I'm really looking forward to this. How's it looking? You think that's done? Almost there. It cooked down really, really nice. So getting back to my meal yesterday, it was so nice to have people around the table and to be serving all this delicious food to them and having them enjoy it. And most of it came off of our tower with the exception of the meat that we prepared and the fresh fruit. Okay, look at that. Okay, now I'm gonna do this. That cooked down really nicely. So the 1 pound would have done really well for a family. Oops. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper on there. You don't want too much salt because then you're defeating the purpose, but you need enough to flavor it. Are you curious, honey?
Yeah.
You guys will have to let me know if you've ever eaten mustard greens because it looks like spinach to me. This piece is going to be a little big. Let's tear that down so we're not putting such a big piece in our mouth. Okay. Are you ready? He's taking a deep breath, guys. The true test is on. This is funny. You guys will have to let me know if you have a favorite mustard green recipe because we're really curious about this because this grows so well on the tower. Does it taste like mustard? It's going to have a peppery flavor to it.
I'd like a little more.
More salt?
Yeah, I'd use a little more salt.
More salt, the boss says. So we're going to put some more on. Let me mix it a little. We're going to try it again.
It's good.
It's good, but not your favorite? Or is it good because it's good for you and you can get used to it?
I can get used to it.
Oh, I think it's delicious. There's really not that much to it. Okay. So I told a story yesterday, guys, that I want to share with you. I was raised on meat and potatoes. My mom always had lots of mashed potatoes on the stove, and we always had heavy foods to eat because I was from a big family. I was never a vegetable eater. So something happened to me about 6 weeks ago. We went to a friend's house to eat dinner, and I never ate broccoli because I just could not stand the taste of broccoli or cauliflower. Cauliflower I've added to my palate already. But when she served this broccoli, she just steamed it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to eat this. I got the broccoli. I sprinkled a little bit of salt on it and ate it. I have now, since I started eating more vegetables, I'm enjoying broccoli. So this is where one of these things where you start changing and start adding your greens to your vegetable, your palate's going to totally expand. And then you're going to be putting all this great nutrition into your body. And this is what's so important is to keep you free of diseases. I sound like I'm on a little soapbox today. But you know, one day all of a sudden you're going to be 60 years old or 70 years old. And you're going to wish you ate better. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. So I was so excited that I was able to provide all that nutrition to all my guests yesterday. And they totally enjoyed it. And we just pulled everything off the Tower Garden to make our salad, and it was just easy to do. It's pretty good, isn't it?
It is. It's a real good
The more,
side vegetable.
and the more you eat it, a little more
Mhm.
peppery it got.
Yeah.
It's kind of tart and tasteful, tasty, but it will work great with any kind of meat you serve. The pork, the chicken, or red meat. So I'm really excited about this recipe. It's something new that I can add to our menus
Mhm.
and enjoy and start serving to our families. So if you guys have any questions about the Tower Garden and what we're growing on it, guys, my pumpkins, they're starting to turn orange already. I'm very excited about that. So we can do pumpkin seasoning with you guys when pumpkin season comes. So if you have questions, reach out to us. We are more than happy to share any information with you. And you guys go and have a great week. Make today the best day ever. And until next week, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
This was really good. I was kind of scared to taste it, and I liked it.
Like a little bit more salt on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm.